I want to say that everybody else, all the other moderators have got up here in beautiful, fancy clothes, but I had to come in the equivalent of my pajamas because we were having a big meeting this morning starting at 7 a.m., so please excuse me. I'm here today to present to you, and I'm just wondering where she is in the room. Where is Miss Robyn? Where are you, Robyn? I can't see.
You're right.
To your right.
Oh, there. Oh, she's coming in through her own special door. I'm here to present to you, I think, and please don't be jealous, you all, but she is my best friend and one of the nation's best activists, Ms. Robyn Few. Robyn is known to many of us as the patriotic prostitute. She explained to me today why she has that name. When she was arrested in 2002 under the Patriot Act for promoting prostitution, she had to go to court, of course, and during the court proceedings, she knew she was going to go down. She knew it was going to be proved guilty, and she pleaded to the judge. She said, "Please, I need to vote. I need to vote against Bush. So just give me that chance. Can you make it possible that I still have my vote before I become a felon?" And the judge said, "Sure." So at that point, she became known as the patriotic prostitute. Since that time, well, she spent 6 months under house arrest for promoting prostitution, and that politicized her further. It politicized her to fight for sex workers' rights. She's run many campaigns since that time, including Measure Q and Prop K in the San Francisco and Berkeley area, and she continues to fight for our rights as the queen and goddess of the Sex Workers Outreach Project, national organization working for sex workers' rights, and also with local chapters, independent chapters around the country. So that's all I'm going to say about Robyn. Oh, she asked me to say one other thing. She said, "Penny, do I need to tell everybody that I'm sick?" And we decided that I would say that. For the last couple of years, Robyn has been battling cancer and some other ailments. But as you can see, she's looking lovely, she's putting up a strong fight, and she's not beaten yet. So please welcome Robyn.
We put this together from some pictures by Tracy and Kimberly and Serpent. And what's this from?
That's the national. That's December 17th in DC.
Washington, D.C. Drunken somewhere. Oh, it's a marijuana party, yeah. Serpent, and we're in D.C. DC, stop shaming us to death, you bastards! I never look as sexy as y'all. That's medical marijuana, hell yeah, fuck you, DEA. What's that? I'm asleep? Trolley in San Francisco, trolley, what did we do? We got drunk and picked everybody up off the streets. It was fun. With no hair. I did it. Uh-oh. Norma Hotel and Melissa Farley were after us big time. Kiss my ass. Mexico. Where's that rock band? Robyn Few's house. Robyn Few's house, we're partying for March 3rd. Yeah. Erica! to me. Toledo, Ohio. Hey, where are we, Liz?
I don't know.
Oh, after the baby shower. That's the baby. Liz and me walking and screaming down the streets of Washington. Laying on the ground. Stopping the street. Halloween. Zelda and me, don't we have any pictures of me with hair? Damn, I've got no hair in all these pictures. Was that Steve? Yeah, that was San Francisco, isn't it fucking beautiful? That's me and my dog on my back porch. Whatever. Yeah. You know, I know what I gotta tell you. I have to tell you thank you because I didn't do this. And this wasn't me. You know, this was anger and frustration at losing my freedom. You know, this is about losing your freedom and your rights. I don't have my constitutional rights anymore because I'm a convicted felon, and that pissed me off. And if you've watched, all of us sex workers who are convicted felons are pissed off, all right? We are angry, we don't feel good, we are fighting like hell. A lot of us are sick from being incarcerated, which I wasn't, thank you, because I had the most liberal judge in the 9th District of California. You know, and thank God I'm from California, because I have more rights. I have more rights and more privileges than a lot of you do. So I'm privileged, you know, to live in a sex worker community that is so huge and so big and so crazy. I love it, you know. I never had a life like, I mean, I drank myself through most of my life, and I didn't have a cause until medical marijuana came. I mean, marijuana's been my thing all my life. I just thought marijuana, that was crazy, and just because I was a whore all my life, I was ashamed. So how can you tell people do you know what I mean? There was so much stigma and discrimination against that. I could come out and say, marijuana's great. And everybody go, hell yeah. And I'd be, all right, I'm good there. But you tell everybody, oh, I'm a whore.
All right.
You know, I don't know. I got freaked out about that. You know, what's wrong with being a whore and smoking pot? And I don't know, I didn't get it. You know, and ending criminalization of vice is, that's it. We have to stop this criminalization. You know, this organization wasn't started by just me. It was started by us. I see so many of you that I know for so long. I mean, you're my girls, my boys, my babies, my children, you know, and I was a Madam Scarlet. And I had to quit saying that because I was called the biggest pimp in the United States, you know? And that's not fair. That's not fair because I was a bartering sex 13-year-old runaway. I was a stripper. I was a prostitute. And then I became a madam because that's the transition as you get old, you know? So fuck, I don't get it, you know? But whatever, I'm thinking this is it. Enough about me because I want to talk about people who have really been in SWOP and have really done SWOP, you know? I pushed her around like a damn dog. And I can't help it because she was beautiful and she made people look at us and say, what the hell are you, young and old? I mean, we can't be all old sex workers out there. We can't. We don't look, I mean, come on. We gotta have all of us out there. All of us, not just this old, beat up, ugly ones. Shit. You know what I mean?
They're whores too.
Well, I know, and you know what? I know one thing I learned: there's a niche market for everything. I love that. That getting your grandma fucking thing, I'm into that. I mean, I just thought, I don't know, I liked it. Scarlet Harlot. I mean, what? I'm nothing compared to Scarlet Harlot. What the hell? So, you know, nothing. And what, we don't look at Norma Jean and fucking Margot St. James and Carol Stewart and Tara Sawyer, where are you right now? And, you know, we just, my best friend in the whole world, I mean, everybody just comes to me and they say, Robyn, can I help? And I tell them what to do. Yes, you go do this, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and that's what we have to do. And you have to learn to be able to delegate, and you have to learn to be able to tell people what to do. And you have to not be afraid. People, you can't be afraid. Everybody's saying, you bitch. I'm not doing that. So what? I'm a bitch. I don't have no rights. You know, I'm a bitch. So let's fight. You know, it's, I don't know. Well, poor Tara Sawyer came to me, and y'all don't know her because you haven't seen her face. She's been the face of it, the executive. What do we call her? Chair. Head of the chair. We don't call ourselves anything. We have no titles. We're so anarchy. That's all you Chicago people, I swear. Anarchists. But, you know, Tara Sawyer came in and she said Veronica Monet told her to go look at SWOP. And she came to SWOP, a transgendered sex worker or a wannabe, and became a great sex worker. But she took SWOP over, you know. I said, Tara, I'm too sick. I can't do this anymore. And Tara was sick too. But Tara took SWOP, and Tara took it to a different level. You know, she took it to an electronic level, and she gave us a phone system where you can call a 1-800 number, and every chapter can be reached by one phone call, and the media for SWOP can be reached, and you can call it 24 hours a day. And you know, sex workers, sometimes they answer, sometimes you'll get a message, but I guarantee they'll call you back. I promise, you know. But I know I answered that phone for 5 years, and I answered it day and night, and the calls that came in were, I don't know, when Tara made that phone system for us, it changed my life. Because I didn't have to answer that phone anymore, you know? And thank God, baby doll. Damn. So, you know, Tara, what she does is magic. And I want you guys to look at, this is what she's been doing. It's called Safe Call. It's an electronic phone system. And if you call Safe Call, you leave your phone number. Do I flip through this? Or I don't know how. You leave you call, it's a message, right? It's a message. It says, please leave your number, where you're going to be, or an emergency phone call. And we don't want to know where you are. We don't need to know. We need an emergency phone call for you. If your session, you want us to call us, you say, call us in 2 hours and tell me my session's up, right? So the automatic phone will ring you back, all right? And it gives you an opportunity to know that, and then we know if you answer the phone that you're safe, all right? And then immediately that message is erased. So there is nobody will ever hear that message again, okay? And so your phone, recall, phone call, whatever it won't be called back. And I shouldn't be the one talking about Safe Call. Tara should be here telling you about it. And you know, Tara's gonna step down this year, and in August, we're gonna have a new executive director, and I just love to see new leadership come, and I love to see, but we work ourselves to death, you know, and then we need you to step up and take our place. And Liz Copeland is going to do that for us, and she said she would step up and be board chair, and so that's what we, you know, you don't need me, and you might not have me for much longer, but you need to remember what we're all about and what we've done. And you know what, I want to say I'm sorry to everybody's feet I have stepped on. And I'm so sorry for being so stupid and not knowing who to, you know, whose feet I was stepping on. I didn't know, and I don't know when people get mad, because if you don't come scream, yell, and bitch at me, I don't know that you're mad at me and you hate my guts, you know? So you gotta come tell me when I act up and I do bad things and I'm pissing you off. And then I might say, fuck you, or I might change my attitude, you know? I might be better. But you have to communicate with each other, and we have to stop infighting, and we have to start thinking, look at all of us, all of this talent, all of this brilliance. You know, there's enough room for all our egos, okay? There's enough room for all of us in this space, and all of you can be here. You just have to want to. You have to want to stand up here, and it's hard, okay? It's hard. You know what? I've been channeling Kirk Reed. I'm channeling Kirk Reed, because he's so good at it. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Kirk Reed is a storyteller. I just was amazed by that, and I want to learn. How do we tell our stories? You know, how do we cohesively tell our stories without our minds going away from us with chemo? And I know my 15 minutes is up. I got 3 minutes? Jesus, I never. What do you know, are you going to question me? Are you going to come at me? Come on, I'm ready for that, because I want to know what you want to know from me, you know? I feel like I've said so much about myself. Everybody knows. I mean, if you don't know who I am, then Google it. You know?
Well, that's throwing out a lot of challenges to you right there. Come up to Robyn and say, fuck you, and then Google her. But why wait when you can do it now? There's a microphone over here, so please come up. You know, we're running a little bit behind, but please come up and ask Robyn some questions, or just show her some love, or, you know, do those other things she said you could do. But do keep it a little brief, because we are running a bit short on time.
I don't care if you yell at me, I mean it.
Robyn, I love you. You are the mother, for me, you're the mother of the second wave of the sex worker rights movement. I found Robyn online in 2004. I was doing my dissertation. It's actually a master's thesis, but they call it a dissertation in England. I was at London School of Economics, and my thesis was on sex workers organizing in developing countries. And I'm like, what about sex workers organizing in my country? And so I'm Googling, and everything seemed to be asleep. There was all this action in the 80s and 70s and the 80s and early 90s, but then nothing for so long. And then I found Robyn Few, and she was doing Measure Q at Berkeley. And I wrote to her and I said, oh my God, that's Berkeley. I went to school at Berkeley. I can get us a room to do something there. Do you want to do a debate? And she's
Yes!
like, sure. So we put together a debate, a historic debate, because that debate will never happen again. It was, on the pro side was Robyn Few, Veronica Monet, and Laura Augustine, who is, she works on migration and sex work. And then on the anti side was Norma Hotelling, who, goddess rest her soul, she just passed away, and Melissa Farley. and Davida Cody, who she was a nice enough lady. I think she was embarrassed to be on that side because they were so rude. They kept shuffling their papers and stuff. But anyway, just Robyn is the mother. She's my mother in this movement. She needs to know that, and just love her madly. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for your comments, and I want to say, let's see if we can get through all these questions, but let's end the line at Kimberly, and let's see if we can get through all these tributes. But if you have something that you really need to say, we might squeeze you in. Let's see.
Hey Robyn, mine's really quick. I just want to say what an inspiration you've been to me, and you always talk about how it's us that's doing it, but you're our leader, and like we look to you and you're there for us, and clearly we all love you, Robyn. You're fucking fabulous.
Thank you.
Hi, I must say this is my first introduction to SWOP and your mission, your struggle. I'm a servant of the community. I work in public health, and I'd like to know, how would I incorporate SWOP in like the state of Texas, like a chapter there?
They love us in Texas. You know, they tried to start a chapter in Texas. I had a bunch of pimps call me from Texas. They were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, and the girl that tried to start it in Texas, she got really harassed by a lot of pimps. So, you know, it's always a challenge to start your chapter, you know? It's always a challenge to come out for sex workers, you know? You just gotta do it. You gotta say, you know, these girls need help. Mental health issues are huge in the sex worker industry because we're isolated and alone, and stigma, and, you know, mental health, help us. We need help, and we need, you know, our community works so hard. We need you. We've gone to you. We have gone and gone and come to everybody. We need help. So, you know what? She needs a mentor.
So if you contact me once this is over, I can tell you where the resources are online to start your own chapter, and we also have ways of setting you up with a mentor.
I think that she doesn't want to start a chapter. She wants to incorporate SWOP into her organization.
Okay, well, whatever you need, we'll do it.
Okay.
Within reason, I mean. Okay. So to the next questioner or honorer.
Hi, Robyn. And Kitty.
In 2001, Surgeon and I were working in Chicago, and we were dealing with a rapist boss and all kinds of exploitation, and we were making these crazy homemade flyers and posting them in sex shops that were like, if you want to start a revolution, contact us. And we had like pager numbers. We had no idea, that there was like a movement that was growing, and I want to say like 2003 maybe, we traveled to Tucson to do a performance, and it was Carol Lee, Michelle T, Juliana Piccolo, and you. And we were just like, blown away. Like, we had no idea, And I'll never forget sitting with you at the Cosby Tea House, and I was like, you were telling me about SWOP. And I was like, I want to do this, And you were like, well, just do it. I was like, right, but how? You're like, no, just do it. Just grab a sign, stand on the street, make a t-shirt, throw a party, just do it. And I was like, well, I had like absolutely no confidence as an organizer. I had zero experience with sex worker organizing. And you were like, it just takes you. Like, it just takes you. Just make a sign and stand on a corner, or, talk to another sex worker. And that is like the birth of a movement. And you broke it down and you made it accessible, and you just like, I really attribute that moment with you to being like a moment where I really did realize that one of us, just one of us, even if we're in a city but there's no other sex workers, because nobody did call us from from all those flyers. No one ever called us. So, you know, even like that, it's still, you know, I mean, it takes time in building community and persistence, but it really does just take one of us, and especially now with this framework across the nation that, you know, has been created by all these wonderful sex workers. There's definitely more support there, you know, but like, I just want to echo your sentiment then, because it's true today. It's like, you know, you said, just say your SWOP, and you have a SWOP chapter. And it's true, so thank you, Robyn.
That was one of the first ones, and the hard, but you guys worked so hard. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're the goddess.
And adding to what she said, I was a sex worker in Chicago for a long time. I had no community support. I was alone, and I really wanted to be. I had come from an activist background. I really wanted to do something. And I went to a party. I was invited by Betty DeVoe to a party, and the first person I saw there was the last person who taught Kitty, and I said, I want to be involved. I want to organize. And it's snowballed since then. And whenever I'm challenged with a decision, I always think, what would Robyn Few do? And I think that should be the motto for SWOP. What would Robyn Few do? And you just think about that.
I'd smoke a joint.
I know, exactly. Well, in Chicago, we have a drink, so we're drinkers. You know, that's the thing, is make it fun, start a SWOP chapter, but make it fun, because that's what Robyn Few would do.
Hi Robyn, I'm Riley from Toronto, Canada, and I got a seeking spirit when I felt very isolated from losing a job, where a coworker outed me for being a sex worker, doing a porn website, and when the president of that company told me I'm a conflict of interest to work with their company, I decided that I was gonna fuck it and be a full-time sex worker, and I knew to do that I needed to build my community. And luckily, I'm a person who always Google, and I found you, and I kept Googling, and I found Desiree, and I kept Googling, and I found Maggie's, and I am just so blessed and happy that I'm standing here to talk to you, because I've only seen you in a YouTube video.
I was probably ridiculous then, too.
But my question is, for the next generation of sex worker fighters, what do you want us to always remember when we're discouraged and we feel beaten and we feel like no one's going to listen to us?
Never give up. Never give up. And you know what I want to tell you? Nobody pays you to fight for your human rights. So always remember that. Always remember that this is not as, the reward doesn't come financially. You know, it comes, it's better. It's better than money. You know, and we all love money and worship it, and I do too. All right? But remember, help me, I lost it.
No, that's good.
Okay?
That was
Was that good? Did that help you? I love you, thank you.
And Robyn, don't worry, we got her set up with a mentor already, so it's all good.
Okay, thank you. See, they do it all.
My name is Emma. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm one of the people who wanted to start a SWOP chapter in Dallas, but I've been working since I was like 13, and I'm one of those people that never had any community until the first sex workers that I met and actually like have bonded with has been here. So I'm just fucking undone.
Yeah!
But I wanted to say thank you because I'm another one of the people that just I look everything up on the internet. I'm an internet Nazi, like seriously. And so I'd only heard about this a few months ago, is the first time I heard of Desiree Alliance, SWOP, all that other stuff. And to be here and to see you.
Thank you. You know what? We're coming to Texas to help y'all because y'all aren't you're gonna have some fight there, all right? They'll put us in jail for 99 fucking years in Texas, so you know? Where's Robyn head?
Hi, I'm Robyn's lackey.
There you go, right on, Robyn. I love you.
I love you, and I just want to thank you for forcing me to learn all the shit that I've learned, because really, I mean, she was like, you know, she's not into BDSM, which I think is like absurd. I just don't understand how you haven't gotten into it yet, because you really are like a whip-wielding bitch. And so I'm just so grateful that you kicked my ass all those years, because Robyn Few is a madam. And she cannot stand for a young, attractive girl to be making money without her getting her share. And her feeling was that if I was going to insist on being one of these new internet independent girls, that she was going to get her cut somehow. So she labored me. She made me. There was that photo there where I'm like busy on the computer and she's passed out in a chair. December 17th, we all go out and get wasted, and then it's like 4 in the morning. She's like, Swim, we have to have all of the articles on the website right now. Go find every article about December 17th on the internet, and then read them all out loud to me, and then make sure they get on the website. And then she falls asleep. And that was like one of the really easy tasks, actually. So, and I hate hearing you say that you're stupid or that you were crazy or anything, and I just think that there's a lot of criticism out there, and some of us have to be the radicals so that the moderates can pat themselves on the back for not being like us. And Robyn and I know that both from drug reform policy work and from sex workers' rights organizing, that, you know, like, when I'm feeling down, I turn to my good friend Naomi Akers, who always has something super fucking intelligent. And I turn to her and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking up, and everybody hates me, and I'm just trying to volunteer and do what I can, but I can't do enough, and yada yada. And she reminds me that the only people that, you know, people have an opportunity to throw something at you because you actually poked your head up and did it. You know, if you were just hunching down and hiding, all those tomatoes would just fly past your head. But you actually stood up and did something, and you know, people just fling shit because we're fucked up. So I just think that you're amazing and wonderful, and you've been an incredible inspiration in my life, and you've been like my mother, and you put up with me, and
that's something.
Whenever there is an issue, like even if when you and I aren't getting along, if someone else gives me shit, you're always on my side. Even when you're pissed off at me. So that means a lot.
I love you, you're my baby.
I love you.
I love you
We've got
too.
2 minutes before we need to end, so let's make it brief, and the last two of you hopefully can say 1 minute at a time.
I just want to thank you so much for everything you've done for the movement, and for such an amazing friend, and for being so, I mean, you're so honest and so direct, and it's unbelievable. It's just very refreshing, and I just, you know, I don't know if people know, but before you came along, there was like a no movement in this country around sex worker rights. I mean, really, it was just flailing. It was not happening. So we have Desiree, we have SWOP, everything. Robyn did this. Robyn started it in a vacuum, in a place where nobody else could do it, and you just said you do it. And another thing, you know, sometimes I disagreed with you. I just want to say I was always wrong.
God, that's huge.
Thank you so much.
I love you, Scarlett. She saved my life.
Robyn, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you. I remember meeting you summer of 2006 and reaching out to you, and all the connections you have made for me since then have completely changed my life. Inviting me to the first conference, which I came to, and introducing me to people like Kimberly, who's definitely like a sister to me in this area, and my big sister, and who's like the big sister that I was like born to have. Like all the introductions that I have made to people through you and developed the family, I have to really thank you for that. Thank
That's called networking. Thank you so much. Networking. This is all about networking. That's all I'm good at.
So to close, Robyn Few, she's a mother, she is a grandmother, I don't know, did we mention that? She moves mountains, she leaps buildings with a single bound. She held my hand when I was pregnant and scared and didn't make me feel disempowered, made me feel strong. She makes all of us feel stronger and we love her.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. But you do it. It's you that does it. Not me. It's you.